The question is, can cruelty in this life return to you in the next? If you think it can't, you're about to be proven wrong. This is a terrifying story of a woman named Lamia who thought she was untouchable. Let's dive into the depths of this story. But before we start, remember to hit like and subscribe to never miss out on any future uploads. And let's see what her story has in store for us. Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, there lived a woman who had everything money could buy. Not only was she wealthy, but also held a prestigious position in the society. She lived in a large mansion with high walls that kept her away from the common people. She enjoyed her life by throwing parties every day and inviting all kinds of guests to show off her wealth. Many people envied her lifestyle because she seemed to have it all. However, none of them knew the secret behind her wealth and luxurious lifestyle. It all started when her father, who was a wealthy merchant, passed away. After his death, her mother married one of her father's close friends, which made Lamia suspicious. She noticed that whenever she asked her mother about her father's death, she would always avoid the question. One day, while cleaning up the attic, Lamia stumbled upon a hidden box that contained her father's personal belongings. As she went through the items, she found a letter addressed to her. With trembling hands, she opened the letter and began reading. The letter revealed a shocking truth. Her father had been poisoned by her stepfather, who then took over the family business and married her mother. Filled with anger and betrayal, Lamia confronted her mother, demanding answers. However, her mother, instead of apologizing, justified her actions by saying that she had to marry her father for financial security. Lamia couldn't believe her mother's selfishness and decided to take revenge. She devised a plan to expose her stepfather's crimes and take back what was rightfully hers. Using her late father's journal, she discovered that he had invested his money in various businesses and properties. With this information, Lamia went to the authorities and presented her evidence against her stepfather. As a result, her stepfather lost his wealth and reputation, while her mother was left alone and penniless. Lamia felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that she had finally gotten her revenge. She believed that she was the luckiest girl in the world, as she inherited her father's vast wealth and became the most eligible bachelorette in the kingdom. With her beauty and fortune, Lamia attracted many suitors, but she chose to marry a man who was not only wealthy but also influential. He came from an ancient and respected family that had served the kingdom for generations. Their marriage was a grand affair, and the entire kingdom celebrated the union of two of its most prominent families. However, beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect relationship, there was a dark secret brewing. You see, Lamia's husband was a cruel and abusive man who treated her like a servant rather than a wife. He would often humiliate her in public and beat her whenever she did something that displeased him. Despite the torment she faced, Lamia never fought back. Instead, she endured the pain silently, hoping that one day things would get better. But as the years passed, her hope began to dwindle, and she realized that she had made a terrible mistake by marrying him. Day after day, her bruises healed, only to reappear the next day from the beatings of her dreadful husband. No one knew about the torture she endured behind closed doors because she hid her injuries with makeup and lied to everyone about her husband's behavior. The thought of leaving him never crossed her mind because she knew that no one would accept her as a divorced woman. Therefore, she remained trapped in her abusive marriage. One evening, while Lamia was preparing dinner for her husband, she accidentally spilled some soup on him. Enraged by this, he slapped her across the face and pushed her to the ground. As tears streamed down her face, she looked at her bruised reflection in the soup pot and realized that she had reached her breaking point. From that moment on, Lamia decided to fight back against her abusive husband. She began saving money secretly and devised a plan to escape from his clutches. Finally, when she had enough money saved up, she fled from her home in the middle of the night. She wandered around for days, surviving on the little food and money she had brought with her until she came across a small village nestled in the foothills of a mountain range. Exhausted and afraid, she decided to stay in the village and start a new life for herself. There she met a kind old woman who took pity on her and offered to let her live in a small cottage on the outskirts of the village. Over time, Lamia started feeling like she was finally free from the shackles of her past. She helped the old woman with her chores and listened to her stories about living a simple and honest life. For the first time in her life, Lamia experienced true happiness and contentment. She learned that one didn't need to be rich or powerful to be content. However, her newfound peace was short-lived. One day, some villagers gathered outside her cottage and informed her that they had found her abandoned baby in the forest. They brought the baby to her, hoping that she would take care of him. At first, Lamia was taken aback by the responsibility thrust upon her. But looking at the innocent face of the child, she couldn't bring herself to leave him alone. She promised to raise him as her own and became a single mother determined to give her son a better life than she had. As the years passed, her son grew up into a fine young man who was kind and helpful to everyone in the village. Lamia couldn't have been more proud of him. However, fate had a cruel sense of irony. Just as Lamia was happy with her humble life, her past came back to haunt her. One afternoon, while she was working in the fields, she heard some commotion in the village. Curious, she went to see what was happening and saw a group of soldiers searching for someone. When they asked the villagers if anyone had seen a woman matching Lamia's description, her heart skipped a beat. She knew that if they found her, she would be in trouble. So she ran and hid in the forest. As she ran, she could hear the soldiers getting closer and closer. She tripped and fell to the ground, scraping her knees and elbows, but she didn't care about her injuries. All she could think about was how to escape their clutches. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a cave and crawled inside, hoping that it would hide her from the soldiers. When she came to her senses, she realized that she was in a deep slumber. As she sat up, she noticed a faint glow coming from a nearby tree. She walked towards it and found a beautiful crystal that was emitting a bright light. As she picked it up, she felt a surge of energy and realized that it was magical. Just then, a wise old man appeared before her and explained that the crystal was a wishing stone that could grant her one wish. Lamia hesitated for a moment, thinking about what to wish for. She could wish for endless wealth and power, but she had already experienced those things and knew that they didn't bring lasting happiness. She could also wish for her son and her to live in peace, but she knew that her past would eventually catch up with her. After much contemplation, she decided to use her wish to find enlightenment and be reborn into a better place. The moment her wish was granted, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. She knew that she would never have to worry about her past or her son's future again. When she woke up, she found herself in a peaceful and serene environment. She was no longer the tortured soul that she had been in her previous life. She was now at peace and free from all the pain and suffering she had endured. She understood that true happiness could only be achieved through inner peace and detachment from material things. She realized that the real treasure she had found was not the wishing stone or the magical powers it possessed, but the strength and wisdom she had gained from facing her past and making the decision to let go. Her story is a reminder for all of us that no matter how difficult our present circumstances may seem, we always have the power to choose how we respond to them. And sometimes it's in our darkest moments that we discover our greatest strength and wisdom. By choosing to embrace the pain and suffering of the present moment, we can pave the way for a more peaceful and joyful future. So, what lesson can we learn from Lamia's story? We must always remember that our actions in this life will have consequences in the future. The choices we make today will shape our destiny tomorrow. Therefore, we must strive to be kind, compassionate, and helpful to others, for our karma will return to us in the form of our next birth. Remember, every thought and action creates a seed that will one day grow into an experience for us to live through again. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting for your next life? Are you sowing seeds of kindness, compassion, and love? Or are you planting seeds of hatred, anger, and resentment? We hope this story has taught you an important lesson about the law of karma and the importance of being kind and compassionate towards others. If you believe in karma and the power of transformation, give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.